with Liberty University. So basically, my job is to go to college fairs, high schools, conferences, and tell students about Liberty University and what we offer specifically. So just to get started here, I wanted to show everybody a quick video of who we are so you can kind of get a feel of our campus. It might take a few minutes to load here.
We're not getting any volume. Is there supposed to be a volume?
Pardon?
We're not getting any volume from the video. Is there supposed to be a volume?
Oh, yeah.
And sound, sorry?
No, it's okay. I'm not sure why. Not sure why. Well, I apologize the audio didn't play. It wasn't saying anything important. It was just kind of giving you just a glimpse overall of our campus and what we offer here at Liberty. The background was basically just music, so it wasn't anything too important. But just a little bit about us. So we are actually one of the world's largest nonprofit Christian universities in the world. So specifically, we were founded in 1971. So we are a fairly new school. And we're located in Lynchburg, Virginia. So when you look at a map, that's basically going to be about 3.5 hours away from Washington, D.C. So what I like about it is, as you can see with our map, we're kind of right in central Virginia, so we're not too far from Charlottesville, if you want to do some shopping, or Richmond, Virginia, which is our capital. Overall, with our mission in Training Champions for Christ, what that means is all the different degrees that we offer specifically are going to be taught from a biblical perspective. So we're not here to set you up as pastors or anything, but whether you're looking to be a nurse, an engineer, an entrepreneur, all of those are going to be taught from the biblical worldview. That way, once you go into your prospective careers, you'll be able to deal with real life situations from a Christian perspective. So ultimately, that's what our goal is with helping students. Specifically, we offer over 550 programs of study. So that is combined with online and residential. So what I really like is our residential school, even though we're one of the world's largest Christian universities, we have about 20,000 students on campus. So with that in mind, with your classes, whether you're going into business or accounting, or maybe you want to go into engineering, those classes are going to be condensed, and they're going to have a 24-to-1 student to professor ratio. We want to make sure that those classes are designed specifically where you're able to not only interact with your peers, but also ask your professor questions as well too. We are regionally accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. So what that means is basically other bigger schools, maybe like Duke University or University of Alabama, big schools like that also have that same accreditation that we do. So all of that is going to transfer in whether you're looking to do a master's degree or when you find a job. And then obviously when you find a job before that, we do be abroad as well as internships available for students that are offered both domestically and internationally. So domestic obviously being within the United States. If you really like Disney and you are really into design or want to be an artist or go into hospitality, we have a really great partnership with the Disney College program where you're able to do either in Disneyland or Disney World. We also do offer, let's say, the Washington Fellowship and the New York Fellowship. So if you are into government, political science, maybe even business, Washington Fellowship is going to be a really, really good fit for you since you'll be in DC. The New York Fellowship is also really, really great for students who are looking to go into business. Obviously, if you're looking to go outside the United States, we do have the option for you too, which is going to be our international internships. So typically they're going to be, you could do ones that are during like spring break, that might just be like a week long, or you can do one for a whole semester long. So my actually sister-in-law just went to Italy with Liberty, and her internship was called Rome with a Purpose. So basically, she is an art major, was able to study art, earned 18 credit hours while she was there, and she was able to do 2 weeks of travel. So it was a really neat opportunity for her not to only, immerse herself into a new culture and experience, she was also able to meet other students from other schools all across the country, obviously even outside the US. So it was a really neat opportunity for her. And our LUCIN team does a lot with helping students kind of get there, figure out like the travel expenses, things like that.
And for oh, sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Do students get credit for studying abroad, and can they study abroad multiple semesters, or is it like is there a limit to how many times they can study abroad?
Absolutely, yeah. So you can definitely go multiple semesters. I don't believe we have a specific limit on how many you can do, but you also do earn college credit. So that's a great question. Typically, what they'll do in this specific program, they'll have professors and teachers continually teach you, and then basically what Liberty will do is they'll look at their curriculum and they'll let you know what those will transfer in as specifically. So some of them might be elective credits, but others may be some of your general education courses or even your major foundational courses that are required too.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So typically with our cost of attendance, we're about $35,000. So that is going to cover everything from tuition, room and board, fees. Great news is as a student, as a freshman, you can't have a car on campus. So that is something that we do allow. And one thing I like to highlight is even as a private institution, we do not have any out-of-state tuition fees. So obviously for students located in North Carolina or wherever you are, this is definitely a good school for you if you're looking to save on costs. Now, obviously, financial aid is definitely an option for you. We have a plethora of scholarships available for students. So some that we like to highlight specifically are our Liberty Academic Scholarship, which actually, as you can see, it says it can cover up to full tuition. So what we do is we actually super score. We take your highest SAT or ACT test scores, and then we also take your highest unweighted GPA. Unweighted obviously meaning it's not including any of your AP classes, any of your college classes. It's just going to be mainly just your typical high school classes that are required for graduation. So what we do is we have a chart you're able to look at, and basically it'll tell you where you're at as far as scholarships are concerned. We also do have an honors program that can give you up to $4,000 per year, an early deposit that's up to $2,000. So those are three of our biggest ones that we offer. Obviously, if you have parents that are alumni with Liberty, we also do have a legacy scholarship available. Anything outside of Liberty that you do obtain, we accept as well. So one of the big things I like to highlight is make sure that even like starting your junior year, especially senior year, you want to make sure that you are starting your scholarship search process. That way you can make sure that you're getting money in to help you wherever you decide to go, even if it's not Liberty University. As a high school student, I definitely did not start my scholarship search process. I was really, really busy just wanting to make sure that I made the most of the time with my friends in high school. My biggest regret is not being able to look into those outside scholarships. When I got to school, I had a friend who won $2,000 scholarship for being left-handed. Didn't have to write an essay. Another one of my friends won $1,500 because she had brown hair and blue eyes. Didn't have to write an essay. So you never know, obviously, what is out there for you that is going to be unique and specific to you that another student may not be eligible for. Obviously, I know that scholarship search process can be really, really scary and difficult because you don't know, obviously, when you're going on Google, which is legitimate or not. So I really recommend getting connected with your guidance counselor. Typically, high schools have a designated college advisor that can help you find the scholarships that are going to be applicable for you. That or starting scholarshipsearch.com is also a really, really great resource to use as well. So moving on, we also do have athletics. So we are an NCAA Division I school, and we do offer 20 sports specifically in that division. So if you are a student that really enjoys football, baseball, basketball, soccer, softball, volleyball, that is definitely, we do have those sports, and you can get up to a full ride scholarship with that as well. And that's something obviously that you'll have to work out with the coaches. Now, if you're someone like me who you like sports, you like to interact with people, definitely, but not looking to be that NCAA level where there's a lot of pressure, we also do have intramurals and club sports. So intramurals gives you the opportunity to connect directly with students on Liberty's campus, obviously, but you're not competing with other teams from other schools. With the club sports, what's unique about that is those are going to be not your typical sports. So we offer equestrian, gymnastics, paintball, ATVing, archery. So there's a plethora of those. As you can see, we offer 40 of those as well, depending on what you're looking for too. Outside of that, we also want to make sure that we're providing different campus activities for you to be involved with. So one thing that I like to highlight is that top picture you'll be able to see is our snowflakes. So specifically, you are able to go skiing, snowboarding, tubing, 24/7 whenever you want. The ironic thing about that is you can't go when it's snowing because that's when it's deemed dangerous. However, it's a really, really great time to obviously connect with students, try something new. If you're more of an indoor person, we also have a bowling alley for our students available in our Student Union Center. We also have a lot of concerts that we host on campus, and then outdoor recreation. Where we're at in Virginia, being in Central Virginia, there's a lot of mountains. So if you're into hiking, horseback riding, kayaking, things of that nature, we do offer a lot of that too. And in the bottom picture, you can see obviously is our LaHaye Fitness Center. So that is our state-of-the-art gym. So really anything that you like, whether it's powerlifting, whether it's just cardio, or you really like cycling classes, we offer those as well. It's a really, really nice gym where students can get in for free. Now, with everything discussed, obviously, we want to make sure that you have the opportunity to come visit us. So specifically, we have a really, really great event called College for a Weekend. So what it is basically gives you the opportunity to really come to our campus and experience Liberty as a student. So you're able to take classes, you're able to stay in the dorms, try the food, go to some of our sporting events and concerts. That way you really can put aside high school and step inside being a Liberty student and decide, okay, overall, based on my experience, can I see Liberty being my school for the next, 2 to 4 years? That's going to be our ultimate goal. What's really nice is it's only $50 for the entire weekend, so that'll obviously cover your stay, your classes, your food. What we do is we have you come typically on a Thursday evening, and we advise for you to connect with your guidance counselors, make sure that you can skip school on Friday. The main reason for that is because we want you to be able to connect obviously with our professors and come to some of our classes. Saturday is kind of the day for social, such as you can see, tubing at the snowflakes. Maybe you want to go to a football game or a basketball game that we offer. And then what's nice is we do offer them twice a semester. So typically we'll have 2 in the fall and then 2 in the spring. Unfortunately, we don't have any for the spring at this time. Those deadlines have passed. However, our next ones are actually going to be upcoming for the fall. Obviously, if those days don't work out for you, we also do have campus visits where you're able to come get a tour of our campus by one of our tour guides. We also do offer Experience LU, where we give you a full-on, basically, tour of our school. That way you can kind of see everything, and then we take you in for seminars too. And the last event that we offer is actually called Decide LU. So what's nice about that is that's going to be offered in the summer. If you're looking to visit us when there's no students on campus, it's a really good time for that as well. This is actually going to be a video of College for a Weekend. The video audio might not work, but it'll kind of give you a glimpse of what you'll get to experience. Awesome. And with that event, again, we say that that's probably the best event for you to attend. The reason being is, one, the food is the best on campus, is what a lot of kids say. And then two, it's just really great for you to really get to have an immersive experience for everything. For students who are obviously grad students, we also do offer a graduate preview day. So that's where you're going to be able to explore a lot of our options as far as our academic facilities, our dining amenities, obviously the different housing options that we offer for you, and transportation as well. And the last thing I wanted to leave you with is for rising juniors and seniors, you do have the opportunity to start your application now. So basically this process does obviously help you if you are even remotely interested in Liberty. It's going to give you the option to apply. That way you can see if you're accepted. Specifically, typically our applications are going to be $50. However, if you text this link specifically, it'll waive your $50 application fee completely. So all you do is you go to your messages and you text SP to the number 839-858, and it'll send you a direct link for an application. This doesn't expire ever, so if you want to share it with your friends, your family, you definitely can. And then with the application, what's nice is all it requires is going to be basic demographic information. So that's going to be like your address, your email, your name, things like that. And then once we do receive the application portion, what you'll do is you'll send over like your high school transcripts, your test scores, things like that. That way we can go ahead and evaluate those. If you decide, hey, like I'm going to apply, and you decide you find another school, what's nice is that application expires after a year and no fees are assessed to you whatsoever. But other than that, I wanted to go ahead and provide our contact information for you guys for residential admissions office. If you do have questions kind of regarding our admissions process, you can definitely reach out to them. And then financial aid questions here too. But I also did want to go ahead and open up the floor for any questions that you may have.
We did get some questions throughout. So the first question, when you were talking about financial aid and funding, wondering if the funding also is offered to international students and undocumented students.
Yes, it's a great question. So as far as financial aid is concerned, our scholarships that are specifically with Liberty, we do offer them for international and undocumented students. Now, financial aid specifically for FAFSA through the government, when you fill out the application, that's separate from Liberty. That is obviously, unfortunately, not available for international or undocumented students. But any scholarships that we offer, any that you're awarded, definitely are accepted.
Perfect. And then someone else from the chat box, what are the demographics of the university?
Pardon?
The demographics.
Demographics?
Yeah.
So With our demographics, is it pertaining like mainly to just the different like ethnicities and things like that and culture we have on campus? So we definitely, as far as our diversity is concerned, we're definitely looking to increase those numbers. And we do have a really great team that we have designated towards helping us rise those numbers. I'm going to be honest, they're definitely not where we want them to be, but we're constantly looking for ways that we can recruit the students and bring them into our school. I will say for me personally, obviously I actually grew up in a small town in Missouri, predominantly white area. So for me, coming to Liberty was a melting pot. I thought the diversity numbers were out of this world because I wasn't the only Asian student at Liberty, which was great. But definitely it's something that we're really, really working on increasing. What's great though is I will say is our international student population is definitely rising, just with the different recruitment techniques that we have tried out, as well as making sure that we find recruiters in those areas too.
And do you have any statistics on the freshman class, like the average GPA, test scores?
For average freshmen coming in, like that are at Liberty?
Yes.
Okay, I unfortunately have those numbers. I'm so sorry. I deal with mainly like the bringing in the student side. I know that definitely if you have questions regarding like the department, so you want to know like the business school average, you can definitely contact the business school and they would know.
Okay. And so you talked a little bit about the majors. Do you have, like, what are your most popular majors or unique majors that not many people may know of that Liberty offers?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I would definitely say one of our most unique majors that we offer is our aeronautics aviation program. So if you're looking to be a pilot one day, it's definitely a really good option for you. Some of our most popular majors that we offer are going to be business, engineering, nursing, biomedical sciences, if you're looking to be a doctor. We also have like a pre-law program, because what's nice about Liberty is with our grad programs, we do have our own med school that we offer where we help students get their DO degree. And we also do have a law school, and it's currently number 13 in the nation.
And for that business major, do students have to apply, or can they just decide business, or how does that look like?
So definitely what you can do is if you know your major, you definitely can apply directly for it. If you are undecided, what's nice is we do have that option for you. And you can always change your major at any given point. Now, when you are a student and you're actually a student at Liberty taking classes and you decide, hey, you know, like business isn't really for me. I think I want to be an educator. I want to go into teaching. At that point, you would change your major the next semester. So if you were in the fall, you would change it for the spring. But beforehand, you can change it anytime you want.
Perfect. And can you tell us a little bit more about why could Liberty be a good option for students coming from Durham, North Carolina?
Yeah, that's a great question. So obviously with us being in Lynchburg, what's nice is we are only like 2 hours. I think I Googled it and it was 2 hours and like 8 minutes away. So if you are looking for a college that is far enough away from home, but close enough to drive to the weekends back home, Liberty is definitely the place for that. Obviously, we're far enough where we're not super close to your parents, but we're close enough for you to drive home if you need to be there.
Perfect. We do have 2 more questions on the chat. So how comfortable would a non-Christian student feel on campus?
That's a great question. So what's really great about Liberty that I really, really liked about it is a melting pot in a sense, because it is one of the largest Christian universities. There are people from all religions that aren't just Christian. So even non-believers are there. And I would definitely say if you are looking for a school with good people that have good values, that genuinely care and want to have a relationship with you, Liberty is definitely the place for that. Something that I really experience is even people who didn't have the same beliefs still continue to welcome each other in and still cultivate friendships, which for me personally, I obviously was looking for the academics, but I was also looking for a school where I could build a really solid group of friends, and I definitely found that at Liberty.
Do you have minimum admissions requirements in terms of GPA and test scores?
Yes. So with the GPA, typically we're looking for a 3.0 unweighted. And then for our test scores, as far as the SAT is concerned, we try and look for like a 980.
And then what academic supports are available for students, such as tutoring, advising, any other support?
Yeah. So we actually have a CASIS department. So they are geared towards any type of tutoring, advising, even like writing skills need that you have. So what's really nice is obviously with our tutoring, we make it really easy where you're able to log into a portal, kind of like designate what type of needs you have. You're able to schedule an appointment there. As far as like advising, we have specific professional advisors who have had experience in your field, whether that be, nursing, engineering, cybersecurity, business. They have had experience there, and they're there to help you, obviously walk you through the classes, getting registered, and any like questions you have specifically towards graduation.
Perfect. So what about for career services? Do you offer those services, and have graduates been successful in getting employment? And do you know that?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we have an awesome career center where we have partnered with a company called Handshake. So what's really nice is we do a lot of different career fairs. We have like the Handshake app where we actually have tutorials, different workshops where we teach students how to use those tools, how to interview, how to, handle different like situations that will best help you prepare, obviously for finding a job. I would say with our like job placement is really, really good, and that's because Liberty students have a high reputation, and I don't think it's necessarily because of the school, but I think it's really because of the students that come in that are really just looking for a good education. And specifically, what's nice, obviously, is if you are having difficulty as an alumni, our Career Center is still there to help you improve your resume or find other jobs through our Handshake corporation.
Got it. Okay. And with this whole COVID crisis, how has Liberty University supported and continue to support their students?
Absolutely. So with our current students, we have actually still continued school, and it's fully online, just like other like universities and schools. And what I really like about it is obviously we're all working remotely, we're all working from home, but we're continually to check on into our students, make sure they're okay, because we obviously know that, with the coronavirus, it's changed all of our lives in some type of way, and we want to try and normalize things as best as possible, as much as we can. So obviously, a lot of things are virtually at this time, but Liberty is continually providing their services to their students still.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So, okay, and then you talked about like that's the support that you have currently for students who are current students. What about for upcoming class, like the next application cycle? How is this going to impact them?
Yeah, absolutely. So with prospective students, we are still looking for ways to connect with them directly. Obviously, virtual college fairs like this one is something that we're really, really interested in. That way we can still continue to connect with students. We're also looking to roll out different services. We don't have any at this time. We're looking to still try and get those approved, but we're looking to provide maybe more specific recruiting opportunities for us to get to maybe meet with students virtually, talk with them one-on-one. Our call center email team is also still fully available too for students who have questions as well.
Perfect. What would you say is the favorite part about Liberty?
Yeah.
Your favorite part?
My favorite part.
Mm-hmm.
So my favorite part is honestly the people. For me, I, again, was really looking for a school where I could really connect and find a solid group of people, and I definitely found that. Aside from that, though, I know that's like a typical answer specific to Liberty. I really love our school spirit. And just if you are looking for a student who really wants to get involved, we have a really, really great student base, like at our football games, at our basketball games, things like that. Even when we're not the best team, we still have a group of students out there, which is great. Definitely, we have a lot of food options too. Something that I really like. So in our dining facility called the Rebirth Thomas Dining Hall, what's really nice is basically it's like a upscale Golden Corral. So there's anything from gluten-free options, there's breakfast all day, ice cream all day, burgers, there's like a Chipotle style, there's like a Subway, there's pizza. So basically it offers everything depending on like what you're looking for or different like nutritional like needs you have. So that's something I really like. We also have like a Chick-fil-A, we have like 2 Starbucks, we have an Auntie Anne's, Dunkin' Donuts. So we have a lot of food options too, which is one of my favorite parts, not gonna lie.
Okay, there's one more. There are several myths about religious schools around the extent to which students are allowed to fully explore and have fun while learning. How could you dismantle these myths?
So obviously with coming into like a private institution, there are going to be rules that, other state schools don't have. So obviously we have curfew, just being really honest. So our curfew is at midnight typically, and then on weekends it's at 12:30. Honestly, this is what I have to say. Nothing is open in Lynchburg past 10 o'clock. And honestly, if you're doing anything past midnight, it's probably not anything good. So that's just me being really honest with that. With obviously like our rules, I personally like them because they kept me accountable towards doing my schoolwork, making sure I got enough sleep at night. You can still have fun while still abiding the rules. And if, having that curfew for midnight, honestly, Liberty might not be the place for you. If you're looking for like somewhere where you can like have fun, go to parties, have a nightlife, we're probably not the school for you. And there's a lot of other options out there that you can explore. But that's honestly just my opinion.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And can you tell us a little bit about some of the qualities that you look for in your applicants? So you talked about the numbers, so anything else that you're looking for?
Yeah, absolutely. So honestly, the typical Liberty student that comes in is someone that is hardworking, willing to put in the academics, but also someone that's also looking to have like a servant's heart, I think. Definitely if you're looking for a Christian school, but with like obviously school spirit, big school vibes, we're definitely the option for you. So something that we're looking for is obviously your academics, but also in our admissions requirements, we also require an essay. So in that essay, that's where you can really make yourself stand out based on, how you believe you are set apart from other students that apply. Maybe that might be your story or something that happened to you that like impacted your life. We want to hear about that because that's going to make you make you look different than other students, other than us looking at like your, your GPA and your SAT scores.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's were all great. Oh, we have one more. What is the average class size for intro classes and classes in the majors?
Yes. So again, we have our 24-to-1 student to professor ratio. So basically that means there's going to be about a class of 24 students to one professor. That's going to be for your specific major classes. So those are going to be like engineering, education, biomedical sciences, things like that. Now, obviously for your general education classes, those are going to be a little larger. Those are going to be, anywhere from 100 to 200 kids, because those classes are required for everybody. However, your major classes, once you get into the nitty-gritty, we want to make sure that those are going to be offered for you, where you're able to really connect with your Pearson professor.
Awesome. So if there are any more questions, so those are all the questions that we have for you.
Perfect.
Unless someone else wants to add an additional one in the chat box. And I think this is all. So we'd like to thank you so much for taking, one more. Are Greek letter organizations allowed on campus?
We do not have Greek life. No, I'm sorry.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. So those are all the questions. We would like to thank you so much for, being our second admissions info session, taking the time this morning to talk to our students. Like we said, this will be recorded and posted on the spreadsheet with the rest of our sessions. So if you want to direct students there, we want to thank you for doing this for us.
Yeah, absolutely.